the channel. Welcome.
Shalom, family. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for um, rocking with us. Thanks for liking the videos, viewing the videos. Thank you for subscribing. Cause dang, we hit
18,000 subscribers.
18,000 subscribers.
And we hit 17,000 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so we appreciate all the love, all the people that's been watching and supporting us. We appreciate it. We love you guys, and this is why we do it because we need to get this information out so you guys can understand what time it is. Because the time is running out. It seems like
It's
well it
running
is.
up.
It is.
The time is speeding up. So you sent these news headlines to me that you found, and every day they get crazier and crazier. So let's just get into the first one, y'all. If you're just now watching, if you're re-watching, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, share on Facebook, WhatsApp, wherever you need to share this, because we just heard about this past weekend the new draft registration that's automatic for ages 18 through 26, men ages 18 through 26. But they really, really said they want like 18 to like 23-year olds. That's like their
Yeah.
prime target area. They want the teenagers, because they're of the strong fighting age. They want to put them on the front lines.
Female or male.
Yeah, they said there's a clause in there where when it goes to Senate, they could pass it for women as well.
Well, it seems like they
And
have to
that's
since
probably because
a
the
lot of
feminist
people
movement.
exactly. It's a lot of people confused too. It's a lot of people that think that they're
Trans,
yeah.
yeah.
So it's like we got to do both of them.
It's
We
so
can't
odd.
we can't
Like,
choose.
it's so odd.
So guys, if y'all in the chat, shalom. Make sure you like the video, guys. We appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm just like looking at certain things right now, so I'm a little bit distracted. But yes, welcome, guys.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
these headlines are crazy. So you brought this out, and I looked this up. I'm like, this is crazy. So let me just tell y'all what it says. On top of what we just said this past weekend, they said automatic draft back in the old days, World War I, World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War. You'd have to register manually. I don't know if y'all remember if you were in high school, if you were in college, like the Navy and like the Army and Defense, they would come to the school. They would set up the little I don't know what you call them, the little tables, and you would sign up and they would say, hey, here's the benefits you get. But now they're saying it's automatic registration. You don't have to worry. You will be on the front lines without no delays. Don't worry about it.
Mhm.
They got your back in that area. Now, with that being said, Putin has just within the last 24 hours before his summit with North Korea, he went over there and talked to Kim Jong Un of North Korea for the first time in person in 24 years.
Right? That's a whole generation.
24 years. So I'm reading this from apnews.com, okay? And it says in South Korea, Russian President Vladimir Putin thanked North Korea for supporting his actions in Ukraine. He said their countries will cooperate closely to overcome US led sanctions as he headed to Pyongyang on Tuesday for a summit with the North Korean leader Kim Jong Un. Putin's comments appeared in an op ed piece in North Korean state media hours before his expected arrival for a 2 day visit as the countries deepened their alignment in the face of separate, intensifying confrontations with Washington. I think it's interesting how they pinpoint Washington specifically in this article, but let's go ahead. In the North Korean capital of Pyongyang, the streets were decorated with Putin's portraits and Russian flags. Okay? A banner hung on a building that said, we warmly welcome the president of the Russian Federation. And so, for all the folks, I don't know how many times we got to tell y'all, the other international news outlets got to tell y'all that everyone loves America. Ma'am, sir, I don't know if y'all sleep, y'all woke. I don't know if y'all can read. I don't know if y'all have access to international news, but the only thing you need to do, you need to just go on Google and it's right there if you want to find the information. And so that's his first trip in 24 years
In
today.
24 years, guys. Think
24
about that.
years.
24 years.
Since 2000, right? And so he's going around, he's like, look, we've both been drastically sanctioned by America. Why not work together? Because these sanctions, And they're being patient because sanctions can't be easy. Like, can you imagine being sanctioned? I mean, some of us as Black Americans can't imagine something like that. It's called microaggressions and systemic racism. Okay. And so that's something that our people deal with in America. But can you imagine an entire sovereign country being sanctioned? But, as we've said in previous videos, America loves to do that to humans that are sovereign, and they just will continue to do that. So that is insane. All while the US is like, hey, we need the automatic draft. And they know their positioning. They got the right marketing strategy. Okay. They told y'all this is going to make it easier for you to sign up. It makes it so convenient for you, for your sons to just be out there on the front lines. And so we have talks where people in the comments and some of the groups that we are creating and incubating for the diaspora moving to Southeastern Africa, they're saying, I'm going to go ahead and send my daughter or son overseas. I'm going to go ahead and get them
Yeah,
out of the country so they don't have to go, because the issue is that if somebody ages 18 to 26, right now it's men, but it may change to both men and women. If they do not abide by the terms and go to the automatic draft, they will catch a felony.
and that's
A felony in America. And so a lot of parents are like, you know what? How about I just let you? I'm gonna pay for your ticket to go ahead and exit. I'll stay here and wrap things up, and I'll go ahead and leave at a later time. So I mean, we would suggest that.
yeah.
That's what we've been suggested
Let us
for
know in the
about four
comments
years.
if you have children um, of that age. Would you do that? Would you send your children overseas just so they won't be drafted
Ooh,
or get caught in felony for not doing nothing really? So yeah, it's really getting down to that. I don't know the next before election is gonna get even crazier.
I would leave before elections,
Yeah.
100,000%.
Yes. So before election, we suggest everybody that is that age for sure, or just people that's
Parents
watching,
too, yeah.
leave.
Wrap it
Just
up,
leave.
be done. Wrap it up and be done, because there are so many opportunities in Southeastern Africa, and you'll
Hmm.
find some of the least corrupt African countries in these regions. Now, we talk about this in a lot of our videos, least corrupt countries, including Botswana, Namibia, Ghana, Mauritius, Seychelles. Those are just the top five I got off the top of my head, but you have this entire list of some of the least corrupt countries that, for the time being, will allow you to get in before the US passport is like red tape. Nobody wants it. Utilize it while you can, utilize it while it's day. You have to do things in a spirit of diligence. You can't be lazy. You can't just be slothful and just like, I'm gonna keep waiting, and then I'm gonna wait some more, and then I'm gonna wait some more. And then when you have to reap the rewards of that laziness and that lack of faith and trust in the Most High, then you're going to be looking like, oh, wow, this just got crazy, and now I don't have anyone to help me. So it's better to be on the upward trend of things the way that we did, and so many others. We're not the only ones, right? There's hundreds and thousands of
Hmm.
African Americans, African diaspora from Britain, from the Caribbean, who have exited the West and come to Africa and are thriving and living. People that have been here longer than us, even
Yeah.
decades. Okay, they're thriving. They're living their best lives. In Namibia, South Africa, Ghana, those are like some of the top spots where people have been for years and years. Other places in West Africa, Cote d'Ivoire, the Ivory Coast, where people are living their best lives. And so now we see a lot of Black entrepreneurs. Oh, turn the mic up. Is my mic on? Oh, my mic ain't even on. Y'all, I didn't even turn it on. The mic wasn't even on. Okay. But yes, guys.
Can you let us know if you can hear her?
Can
My
you
mic is
hear
always on,
me?
but let us know if you can hear us. Make sure you like the video if you're in the chat. We appreciate all the love, all the likes.
But yes, a lot of Black entrepreneurs, because you guys know we're entrepreneurs and we network with different people in our circles. And a lot of people are exiting and buying land in Nigeria, buying land in Kenya, buying land in Costa Rica, buying land in the Dominican Republic, buying land in South Africa, okay? Because they can see what's going on. And there's
Hmm.
no excuse. There's no, oh, Black people don't have money. Black people have $1 trillion in spending power. So let's not do that fiasco. Let's not play like that. Black people, a lot of times, instead, may not have self control over their finances. But you know that that's not the same as not having any money whatsoever, because that's just a tactic that you're regurgitating from the propaganda that America wants you to think, but it's just not a reality, right? And
Yeah.
so this is just one of the news headlines. Now we have another one that's pretty interesting here.
Yes.
Again, y'all need to go ahead and come to Southeastern Africa. Even if you want to go to West Africa, the state of the diaspora is available for you to join. But you only got 24 hours because we start Thursday,
Yeah.
June 20th, and it's designated only for entrepreneurs, freelancers, real estate, lawyers, nurses,
People that's really serious,
experts.
yeah, experts. They got a plan. They're ready. They need a little bit of our help, really.
They
Like
need advice.
they need
You
advice
need
because
facilitation of your finances.
mhm,
You need to know how to transfer and incorporate your business to Africa. And you need to hear our lived experiences dealing with corruption and how you can avoid those areas because we
hallelujah.
tend to be experts in that now, just in the last year.
Yes.
But thank the Most High for that
Yes.
experience because it enabled us to serve you guys better. Because if we didn't go through certain things, we wouldn't see these different gaps. And so it's just like a rich 7-day workshop. So we invite you to join at the link in the description, but there are only 4 spaces and you got 24 hours.
Yes. If that sounds interesting, make sure you like the video. Also, see 35 people in the chat and 8 likes. Get these likes up so we can let people know that we are live. Because YouTube be blocking our notifications too.
Why you say that?
Because I don't see it on my other phone or this phone until it's like 40 minutes after. So I don't know. So make sure you like the hit the like button.
So here's the next headline, y'all. Israeli leader dissolves war cabinet after political rival walks out, citing lack of plan for Gaza's future. This is from CBS News, okay? And so Netanyahu, he was like, "Oh, y'all getting fired. Y'all not helping me to exact my plan of dissolving this entire nation of people in Gaza." He's like, "Y'all being too soft. Y'all gotta go. Y'all all
That's
getting
crazy.
fired. Bringing somebody more harsh."
That's crazy to think about. Like really, that is wild to think about.
Oh gosh, it really is like the mindset behind it.
You say y'all too soft for me. We
Now
need
listen to this. Political tension in Israel over the conduct of the country's war against Hamas in the Gaza Strip spilled into public view Monday, yesterday. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu disbanded an influential group that had, since Hamas launched October 7th terrorist attack, sparked the war, helped to set Israel's war policy. He dissolved the war cabinet, a coalition of political rivals created after the Hamas attack, to both sow and show unity at the top level of the Israeli government during the conflict. That unity collapsed last week when Benny Gantz, Netanyahu's leading moderate opponent, resigned from his position in the government and the war cabinet over what he said was a failure to present any plan to govern Gaza following the war. The now dissolved war cabinet was also formed to bypass some far right ministers in the wider cabinet, and many people inside and outside of Israel feared Netanyahu would lurch towards the far right in the wake of Gantz's move. Netanyahu formed his current coalition government, Israel's most extreme right wing cabinet ever, with members of far right Israeli parties who remain in key posts, and those figures are linchpins of his ongoing ability to govern effectively and even to keep his job. This increases Israel Hezbollah clashes, stir U.S. fear of wider conflict. And, that they had to take a tactical pause yesterday for a bit. He fired everybody. And the scripture that actually came to mind as I'm reading this is, "A house divided cannot stand." And so you can see even the division and strife within that area, within that nation, as they're genociding other people, right? Because obviously that is just destruction all over. And so if you got destruction on the inside, people can see that destruction on the outside, and then you want to just wreak havoc everywhere. And it's very interesting that, since October 7th, what month are we in? November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, 8 months in, his war cabinet has just depleted. It's broken in half. He's probably trying to find his new people and appoint the new war cabinet. But the interesting thing about this article is that as they're talking about this, the guy who was fired because he asked Netanyahu what the plan going forward would be for Gaza. I imagine, just based on the history that we have of Netanyahu and the history that we have of that current regime, is that He was like, you know what, the future is genocide, and that's what he wants the future to be. Perhaps, and I'm just, imagining here how this conversation's going. Perhaps he was like, you know what, that's not enough. Maybe we should pull back. I think we've killed enough people. I think
Mm.
it's stretched out enough. You have the international criminal associations that are looking into this. You have the United Nations looking into this. You have people all around the world looking into this. And I imagine that Netanyahu, he was like, I don't care, because once I start my genocide, I'm going to continue it. And so that's different. That's different.
That's strange to think about.
That's very different. So what do you think about that, babe?
That's wild. That's like some evil stuff right there. Aren't they supposed to be the chosen people? Or, yeah, but that's some evil stuff right there.
Oh gosh, that's some confusing stuff. His whole cabinet is disbanded, and he wanted to be disbanded. I don't know what his next move. Probably he doesn't know either. I can only imagine that he's extremely stressed out. But the great news about all of this is the Most High is orchestrating it for the benefit of his people in Africa and across the world, but mainly in Africa, since the bulk of his people are located in Africa. Okay, the bulk of his chosen people, according to Isaiah 11, and the islands of the seas distributed to the four corners. But the Most High is really turning things. He's turning your oppressors, your adversaries, your colonizers, your people to turn against each other, and there's nothing you have to do. This is not a war that Africa has to fight. This is not a war that the African diaspora has to fight. Your only job right here, okay, y'all ready? Your only job is to worship the Most High, be obedient to his command, and have faith, and get rid of these white supremacy ideologies. Get out of the West, be done with it. There's no reason to stay there. There's no benefit to you. And in the coming years, you're going to see extreme hyperinflation continue, because in times of war, that's what happens. On top of, in times of war, they injected billions and trillions into stimulus. And then after they did that, they inject billions and trillions over to Ukraine and, the folks over in the Middle East.
The next 10 years, they're gonna be supporting Ukraine.
Oh, they did say that.
Yeah.
Biden said he's going to support Ukraine for the next 10 years. So I don't know. What year are we in? We in 2024, y'all. So he said till 2034, he is planning on keeping this movement going. He's not backing down, and that's what they're doing.
It's better to just, man, like we always say, it's just better to get out and seek peace other where the peace is, really, because Africa is a peaceful place no matter where you go.
Yeah.
It's just peace everywhere.
Yeah. And we experience this peace daily. I mean, y'all can see it's gorgeous, beautiful nature. You have the organic food, the affordable cost of living. You can literally live in luxury for a fraction of the price that you do in America. And then it's not even luxury, right? Because you have these 1 and 2 bedroom studio apartments that are like $3,000 to $5,000 in main cities. And so it is incredible. Do you need a visa to come to South Africa? No. South Africa is visa free for Americans for 3 to 6 months. Now, what you may want to do, based on information, you may want to check out the consulate before going, if you plan on staying there long term, to see about which option would work right for you. But if you're taking a digital nomad approach of just visiting and then maybe going to a different country, no, you do not need a visa.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it's better to do it sooner than later, because I see Africa, um, they might start doing visas for Americans everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, more countries will begin to do that. And it won't just be in Africa, it'll be countries all over, because America is crashing and falling. And the nations see that and they're like, oh, how about we do them how they've been doing us? And so it's only righteous to reap what you sow. And so if you have that time of favor to get in where you fit in, go ahead and take action now, because when you delay and delay, it's a missed opportunity. And when it's a
Yeah.
missed opportunity, it won't be coming back. And that's
Yeah.
that's just facts. It won't be coming back. So
Especially the times we in now. It's
yeah,
definitely not gonna be coming back.
things are wrapping up. And it only makes sense because this is the prophesied time of the crash of Babylon. Again, this isn't a crash that's like instant US dollar disappears, but if you look at Rome and Greece, these are both ancient civilizations. Even Egypt, all of these ancient civilizations are still on earth,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not the reserve currency. They're not the leading place. And so you can only assume that America would still exist in some capacity, but it's not going to be leading. It's not going to be the place and the stronghold that it once was. But I think we can
Yeah.
already see that it's not the stronghold that it once was, just by how much back and forth you get with African countries that are saying, get out. Niger and Burkina Faso told the US, as well as France, get out of our country.
Yeah, that was crazy. France was getting 200, like, was it like 200% or something like that?
Yeah, from
Like
the
less.
was it
They
uranium?
yeah, they was
Yeah,
getting pennies on it. And he said, "Get out now. You got to pay regular price,"
200% more.
which went up 200%. That was their regular price. So you got to really think about that with these this
Hmm.
brick nations and stuff that's coming together. They say one brick whatever is going to be 55.
Currency.
Yeah, one brick currency is going to be 55 US dollars. Like it's literally flipping.
Right before our eyes.
Like it's literally
Ooh.
flipping right before our eyes. Because if you come to Africa, of course, the US dollar is strong. It has power. And most of all the countries really, you have one US dollar, it might be 13 US or 13 whatever, or it might be
18,
44. Yeah.
46, yeah.
Yeah. So it's literally flipping right in front of our eyes.
And the
And we
way
got to
that
be prepared.
yeah, the way that they can do that is by the African countries standing up like they are in West Africa and saying, oh, we're going to start charging you market rate, which is righteous, by the way. Don't get it twisted, because you're not about to keep raping and enslaving people everlastingly, because you are not the god of the human race. So
Hmm.
let's just start there. And so it's righteous that they would charge a proper market rate. But with that change, where they have to charge market rate, that allows African nations and the BRICS nations to say, oh, this is going to level the playing field. You guys see how that's going to level everything out, as well as the Saudi Arabian deal with the petrodollar. Now, Saudi Arabia was a longtime ally and friend of the
Hmm.
US.
They Saudi looked at a Saudi Arabia just switched to
They
something.
were a longtime friend of America, and that longtime friendship is starting to come to an end, or at least be distanced a bit to say, yeah, we're still cool, I guess, but I'm going to be trading in this Chinese yuan. Okay, you can still be cool over there. I don't dislike you or nothing, but it's time for me to trade in a different route. And by the way, that was the petrodollar, and so now. Shout out to Covenant Awakenings, who revealed this yesterday in a
Them prayers.
video. The actual backup of the US dollar right
Yeah, thank you.
now,
The
the
XRP, thank you.
the backup of the USD right now is the military power of America. And
And they're trying to draft people. It's a mandatory draft now. So their
it's just
power,
too much going on,
yeah,
man. It's too much.
yeah.
It's literally too much. Saudi is switching to XRP. Now, what is XRP?
It's like a digital central bank digital currency.
Oh, that's different, y'all. Yeah. This is the time, y'all. Oh, to help banks in the kingdom settle payments using blockchain, Ripple's X current. I've never heard
Cryptocurrency,
of
yeah.
that. It's crypto?
Hmm. Pretty much. That's what somebody said. Cryptocurrency,
Wow, that's different.
digital currency. Yeah, that's like that. Man, it's right in front of our eyes. Like, man, I hope everybody on this live right now stays
That's
focused
different.
because I know it's a lot going on right now in the states with weather too. I hear Florida's flooding, um,
California fires.
California fires, New Mexico fires. The clouds is starting to be covered with like smoke. It's like, man, it's so much to deal with. They got to relocate people to certain areas and stuff. And it's like, man, that is a lot to deal with. Plus, on top of the migrants, you know, Biden signing stuff for them, like,
This
it's
election
a
is going to be a
lot.
hot mess. And
It's so much.
it's so different, because something that's different than any other military draft, any other previous wars, is that traditionally white Americans would say, yes, send our children, they're going to fight. But white Americans on TikTok, y'all, they saying, no, we don't support Biden. We don't support none of y'all. We not sending nobody to fight either. And they are saying that they would rather have a civil war. than to send their children. They said they would rather, I don't know what their plans are, but November 2024 is going to be a very interesting time.
Mm-hmm.
We can definitely guarantee 100,000% that that will be very interesting. If I were you, I would make my exit plan. I would choose 3 countries in Africa or in the Caribbean. I probably wouldn't even be in the Caribbean, to be honest, though, because you see that's the route that people are going to be taking to be in that area. And so I would probably look at Africa and Asia, and between the two, we choose Africa. That's clear. We, if I were you, I would do that. I would choose 3 countries. I would make sure that they are low on corruption. I would see if I could get some kind of favor with the US passport while it's still available, while it still
Mm-hmm.
has some kind of pool to get things established and diversify. And I would also keep an open mind of being a digital nomad and traveling, because we are pilgrims in the earth. People, America sold us this false dream that you have to stay somewhere and link yourself to a mortgage for 50 years and then die halfway through the mortgage and pass your kids on debt and have high blood pressure and stress yourself out and have health issues. That is not living. That is modern day slavery. And so if you are someone that knows that you were made to walk in the cool of the day with the Most High, that you are not restricted by any borders or anything because we're pilgrims in the earth, then you could consider being a digital nomad. It is an enriching, beautiful, freeing lifestyle. Because
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, all humans are simply pilgrims on the earth, and it allows you to have such a stance of humility and humbleness towards the Most High, towards your fellow man that you meet in these various
Mm-hmm.
areas.
And the Most High will favor, will give you favor too, because you're actually stepping out on faith and you're acting with that faith. So yeah, I'm trying to let you guys know what it is, what we've been through, what we see. Um, it's just getting crazier and crazier. Um, cause it's weather and the Gulf. I think it's like hurricanes coming too. It's hurricane season.
No, it's not hurricane season. Hurricane season is August.
So I don't. I've been seeing so much. I'm like, man, it's so much that people just has to step up and just get out. Just get
Hmm.
out.
And at least make sure your kids are good. Buy them their plane tickets. There's a plethora of safe countries around the world, honestly, that they could go to that are low risk, even in World War III. You just need to do a little research or get in contact with people who do this daily for a living. And so, yeah, people are saying, I'm going to send my children overseas so they're not in the automatic draft, because it is automatic. It's not like they have the form and they come to the door like, hey, can we sign up Johnny for the military? They passed the bill. They said, we don't, they said, guess what, y'all? We got y'all Social Security. We issued that to you. You are all products of the American state. And so, guess what? We're going to tell y'all when we need y'all to fight. Automatically, boom, that's it. You don't want to do it, you catch a felony, boom.
Hmm.
And that, obviously messes up your children's livelihood of a career, of getting an apartment, of getting their credit, of getting all of these things. So they can't even operate in the American system. And so, if they can't operate in the American system, why not just leave that system? I think that would be the proper thing to do.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot, you guys.
It is. It really is. It's wild. Hurricane season is June through November. Dang, really? That's a long time. That's like 6 months. I think it must have changed from when we were younger. When we were in school, it was like August to November.
The times are changing.
I'll never allow my sons and daughters to fight for Babylon. 100%. A hundred. Look, done did enough of that for a few 100,000 years. It's all right. Let that one go. Nope, nope, nope. Once a felon, you're stuck. You can't even leave at that point. Oh, that's true.
Mm.
If they were to, dang. So people got to send their children out kind of quick. Because once, oh, dang, they couldn't even get a passport if they catch a felony.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Man,
this system is wicked. Ooh, that's so wicked. Somebody said, no, you can still leave. I don't know. Y'all let us know. If somebody catches a felony, can they leave?
It's a lot to think about. Um, yeah, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. It's so much.
That is horrible.
Yeah, because when you really think about what's going on, man, all praises, hallelujah, that we are here.
Whew, that's heavy. That makes you feel bad for the folks back. But it's like it's crazy because the Most High has allowed these things to happen for the naysayers who are like, oh, well, we'll just stay here forever. Most High's like, no, actually, you're gonna feel the pressure
Hmm.
for a fact. And if you're wise, you will move. The book of Proverbs says a wise man sees destruction coming and moves accordingly. Okay. And so please do that. Like, please,
Be wise.
please, because it's that serious. And nobody could foresee that America would decide to do that just in the last 42 to 72 hours. Like last week, there were no like warnings of, hey, we're going to do this automatic draft registration. Like
Mm.
they just decided to do it overnight. And so you can only imagine in times where it gets a little bit more dire, what are they going to be deciding to push and do?
Yes, yes, yes. So, guys, if you have any questions or anything, let us know in the comments. Um, because this it was just like a quick one.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm like, that's crazy. That's like insane. That's really insane.
Mhm.
Oh, that's wonderful. Waffle House just increased the base pay for new workers to $3 an hour. Corporate America is a mess, man. They said, yeah, this inflation going. We go look. You can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up.
Mhm.
It's like watching a bad movie.
Judgment coming to Africa,
Oh
or
man.
you mean America, Africa? Judgment coming to the whole world. You just got to be in a secret place where the Most High is going to protect you. Like that's just what it is. I'm not denying judgment's coming
Oh man, that's a
on
trip.
America or Africa. It's already here on Earth.
Yeah, but the main, well, how do I want to say it? The precise point of judgment is America, as exemplified in Revelation 16:18, because America is the one. If you study Revelations,
Mm.
everything that it's jotting down on Mystery Babylon is everything that America has done. Africa, Asia, no other country on the face of the planet other than Great Britain, France, and their allies have done these type of sins to the regular humans on the earth. Nobody has done these treacherous acts, sanctioning slavery, all these many witchcrafts and diverse LGBT, all of these things. These
Mm-hmm.
are things that are only and exclusively found in Western civilization. And so the things that Africa will pay for are certain sins that are not the iniquity and abomination level of America. And so that just is what it is, especially since the majority of the Most High's elect and chosen offspring are in Africa, as it says in Isaiah 11. So I implore you to actually read your Bibles by yourself, without the church, okay? The Christian Baptist church, they ain't gonna tell you that. The Protestant church, the Catholic church, the what else they got?
So much.
Methodist church,
It's really so much.
Presbyterian,
When you really go through that, it's like, oh my gosh. I
the
didn't know it was that
Presbyterians.
that much. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Like wow.
Y'all better get these
That's
prophecies.
literally like America's a wicked, wicked, wicked place,
Mm.
and you will see. I know people see it, but once you step out of it, you'll be like, wow, that really is like even worse than I thought.
It's worse.
It's even
For
worse than
real.
you think. Because you come to these other countries and you're like, man, why don't people act like Americans?
Because look, it's the book of Revelations where every foul spirit can be found in Mystery Babylon. That's it. Every foul and perverse and diabolical spirit. You just don't find those things in Africa and Asia. You don't find those things in regular tribes of humanity. You don't find those things because the leader of the West is Satan himself. He is he's on the right chair, the right hand, sitting up, as the leader of the Western nations and has been for a while, by the way. If you look at history and y'all look at history and it becomes so clear.
Wow.
Just if you start at 33 AD, it becomes very, very clear. The whole plot of the Leviathan, snake spirit, the mystery of the abomination of desolation, it's so clear. And it's not hidden. It's right in your eyes. You just have to have wisdom and understanding.
Yeah. That's crazy. Read that.
My 19-year-old son got his selective service draft papers in the mail last week.
That's
Last week before they passed the bill? Okay, more people leave comments in the chat, please, if anybody else has received these. Last week.
Damn,
and I have a brother. I wonder if my brother did.
Well, his address changed so much.
Yeah, if I were y'all, I would go ahead and exit stage left. Look, you ain't got nothing to lose at this rate. You ain't got nothing to, because what you don't want to do is have blood on your hands from folks where the Most High is actually standing against and judging a nation. And so you don't want to oppress the oppressed and go and do the dirty work of the oppressor. That I'm very sorry to hear that, but the Most High be with you and give you an escape route, because that's crazy. How'd they send the letters out before they passed the bill?
Because they knew what it was.
They knew that's different. These are dire times. These are times where you have to plan and strategize. Just like in the Bible, you see Joseph, you see Abraham, you see all of these forefathers and prophets that were strategic. They weren't last minute folks that would just be like, well, I'll just hang out here and just no, because we had prophets that could see things before they came to pass. We had Abraham that would receive visions from the Most High that said, hey, get out of this land and I'm going to show you something better. Don't look back. You had Joseph that was taken away from his family. His own family sold him off. He didn't look back. He went forth and went into the right seat of the most powerful Pharaoh of that time to then be a blessing to his people. This is that time.
Yeah.
So no cowards on the front lines. You too fearful, go meditate, because you don't got time in these last days to be that fearful, to just get on a plane and leave. It's literally the easy, like Abraham didn't have it that simple. He's walking probably with camels and donkeys and his maid servants and men servants around him. But he couldn't just hop on a plane and be like, well, let me just scope out here. And then he didn't have any blueprints where he was like, let me go call cousin so-and-so over there in Canaan who can tell me the layout of the land. We got it really easy. So don't take that for granted. Like, really put your mind and heart in how it was in the ancient times and see how much grace the Most High has given to his people in this day to have this information like that you have right now. Because when Abraham left, it wasn't like that. When Joseph was in Egypt, he couldn't, call on the hotline and call some of his brothers like, hey, y'all, are y'all okay? I know it's been a while. He didn't know if he would ever see them again. It totally different mindset. This is why the convenience of America and of this modern society is to the detriment of many of our people, many humans worldwide, mostly in Western nations, because it makes you become so crippled. It's the same thing with food stamps. It's the same thing with welfare and all of these systems. They're designed to cripple you and to put all of your faith into a man-made system and take you out from the faith of the Most High. To where you're like, well, I can't do nothing without these food stamps. I can't do nothing without 9 to 5. I can't do nothing without welfare. I can't do that. Well, I don't know how to help you. You're gonna have to reprogram your 39.
Hallelujah.
Because this ain't the time for that. I just despise these systems because they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly, and they're so cunning and crafty to put it as a benefit to certain people. And our people take it as bait, but the Most High allows it, is the thing.
Yeah. We keep saying, look, they playing cards with you with their hand faced towards you and still beating you.
Dang. That's sad. Yeah. That's a good analogy. Playing cards with you with the hand faced towards you and still beating you. So you see the playing cards they're putting out and you're like, well, I guess I'll just come into covenant with it.
I still got to play the game and I'm going to lose. I know I'm going to lose, but I still got to play it. crazy to think about.
That's difficult. I think that's all we got for this video. That's like, because that threw me. Okay, so the thing that threw me off was the comment with like the selective service letter coming already. That threw me off. This is like, dang. Like y'all gotta strategize.
And
In these
then,
days, country to country and everywhere, it boils down to good and evil. Everyone and anyone will sow what they reap. The elect are chosen will be left standing. Facts. Hallelujah to that.
and then you got to think about y'all, that American. I don't want to say y'all, but America president. He's just a robot.
He fell down the stage 3 times in one day or
No, he
something.
was frozen.
He was frozen. I need to go
Yeah,
watch
I,
that. They,
I
they be
saw the
cracking me
clip
up.
and I can't find it, but this guy was literally frozen. And then the news person was like, "Yeah, he froze 3 times this week when Obama had to help him guide him off the stage." And I'm like, "This is just like a big old movie.
This is
This is too much.
concerning.
Like this is really like crazy. Like we are literally
Oh man.
right here looking at this and laughing.
This is worse than a movie.
Yeah, man. Shalom, shalom,
Oh my
family.
gosh.
Welcome, guys. Make sure you like the video. Leave your questions in the comments because we're about to get off here, handle some business. So,
Oh man. He froze 3 times on stage. I'm gonna look that up. He don't need to run again. I mean, and then they said Trump. He was trying to get on Biden about something, but he forgot the title of what he was about to say. So he ain't no better because he look. They both about 83 years old. I think Trump is 76. Like
there's so much going on, guys.
I don't think that they're even empowered to be honest, because
Of
it's
course
just
not.
not logical. It's not like they have to be puppets for something else. It does not make sense. On top of the millions and millions of people coming in through Mexico, I'm like, it may already be too late for that institution of that country because it's the way that things are is not logical. Like never in American history have you seen it pan out like this.
Yeah.
Never.
And it's just getting worse and worse. Just don't stick around for the worst. It's getting deep.
He was falling everywhere. I'm gonna go watch it. I'm gonna go watch it. That they oh man. Ain't no telling what they got behind the scenes. Ain't no telling these days, y'all. But be safe, be blessed. Um, you know what we say, buy your plane tickets. Oh, here's some a free tip, y'all. But when you're looking at regions to go to, I want you to look in the middle of the night. I want you to use a VPN and we want you to pinpoint certain regions or even the Caribbean if you're trying to get the most affordable plane tickets. Check these regions out, do some A/B testing, and see which ones have rates at certain times. Okay, this is how you're going to be saving thousands of dollars. If there's a will, there's a way. Strategies like these are what we talk about in Say the Diaspora, which there's only 24 more hours left to join because it starts Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern. But do that. Look at the different regions and see, okay, where can I get the most affordability? There's strategies that you can take to save your money as you're traveling. Okay, traveling is not expensive. Traveling is like 50 to 40% cheaper than living in America right now. Just to let you know. What would you say are the best 5 countries in Africa? That's a good question.
Me, I would say it just depends on the person. If you visited Africa, if you've been to Africa, it might be a whole different answer for somebody that hasn't. So it really
Yeah.
depends on the person
It
and
also
what you
depends
like
on if you're
also.
single or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there are certain countries in Africa that are better for single people that are not better for families. There are certain countries in Africa that are better for families that are not better for single people or retirement age folks. So that's a good answer. It really does depend on what's your specific situation. But as you know, a rule of thumb, look for the top least corrupt countries.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, if you have any more questions, you can definitely email us at journeywithus you@gmail.com. Make sure you click the links in the description. Join the state of the diaspora that is in 2 days. So you only have one day to sign up, and we can answer any questions. We can guide you through. It's a 7 day workshop for you, specifically for you to move to Africa as smooth as possible. So check the link in the description, guys.
Yes, we can't wait to see you guys in the workshop. There will only be 4 slots available, and that's it. I'm gonna go see what y'all talking about with these Biden videos. I'm gonna go look.
Yes, guys. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Make sure you like the video. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We appreciate all the love, and we'll talk to you in another one.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, guys.
Share and like and subscribe.